That belongs in a museum.
Reset the board.
He managed to end the turn with 9 cards, so he does get to actually draw a card next turn rather than
always
just
a bonus.
Yes. It's always frustrating when you have 10 and it just disappears.
Yeah, so now we find out what kind of player Dodgy actually is in terms of what Ysera card he gets, because I always get the 3/5, and everyone else I play against seems to actually just get Ysera Awakens when I'm on 5 health.
Like it's indicative of like the caliber of player you are.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, I must be terrible because I always get the terrible cards, and everyone else must be fantastic. But the Emerald Drake, I would say, is somewhere in between. A 4-mana 7/6 is actually reasonable stats.
Yeah, not bad.
But also, I feel like it's one of the less flexible cards, right?
That's a pretty good mini to make a copy of, I would imagine.
Yeah, and he can silence off his opponents. What this does is this removes the sort of 20 damage burst potential that Thijs is able to do because the Faceless Manipulate is gone. But having it, Thijs is a good player. Got Ysera Awakens.
What do you think of the positioning of that?
Yeah, so what this does is this actually stops the Ysera just getting an easy trade into the Spellbreaker.
So he has to just kill the Ysera. Okay.
Yeah, he did get Mulch though, and Thijs shake of the head because he saw it was straight off the top. That was what?
Oh! What? The random minion is another
3-mana sap.
What? What are the odds of that?
Thijs needs to just snap play Ysera next turn just to say
to say still have
yes,
it. Yep.
Dodgy. This happened.
Thank you. What are the odds of that?
Especially in the last set, we saw him mulch into Abusive Sergeant. So
that's
you know,
so
like,
much worse.
That comparable to a Ysera into a Ysera is kind of nuts.
Oh my god, I can't even handle that.
Spell power that has Cthulhu buffs.
Yeah.
But you don't run Cthulhu because you just think that 3/2 is actually a good card in itself and worthwhile. Thijs draws into his Mountain Giant, something we've been seeing more and more in Reno Warlock recently, as some gaps have opened up, and mainly in the form of Molten Giant, because it was nerfed after Standard, so not too common a place, but Mountain Giant is making a comeback.
Is this the time? Is it Reno time? We're gonna be rich. Oh, we are gonna be rich. 21 life.
Yep, why not? It allows him to play the Drake as well, and also Druid doesn't really have much AoE. So it's going to be a tough one. There is a swipe there.
There's a swipe. That's his last one,
He can kill off this engine, but there's definitely a lot of awkward minions to deal with. And a lot of awkward health totals, 6/5 and another 6 as well. So it's going to be tough.
You know what they say. Tostingo.
I'm just waiting. Does Dodgy pick Mulch? Mulch a second Ysera.
Just get him another.
Oh my god, I would just be like, okay, Thijs, you win this round.
I'd probably go home for the day. I'm like, that's
I am
it.
Done. So he does go for the Mulch. Like, Mulch is really good to just straight up removes a minion, but also he's going to remove the 7/6. Is Thijs going to be just as lucky with the last one?
I'm so curious.
Oh, that's okay.
Not as good.
That's like just Thijs hit both ends of the scale.
That's like the exact opposite of a Ysera.
Exactly. So the Elven Archer, 1 mana, deal 1 damage, battle cry. So we'll run this match to fatigue because it's like 6/6 for 2 mana every turn. He's going to beat you.
Also, he knows Thijs has like 2 or 3 cards left, so the odds of him having directs either in hand or even in his last 2 cards is guaranteed. So
yeah, I mean, Thijs is going to draw his deck this game unless there's a concede early. You know, like unless it's just like, okay, I can see where this is going. Concede.
Oh, and that all cards are known now. So.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried. I heard the job's done there from Thijs and thought he wasn't going to proc the shield. I was like, Thijs, please. His Ragnaros does go face, though. So the 4/5 is still alive. But Sylvanas, not a bad draw when there's Ragnaros on the
27
board.
life, though. I think that's good. I think that's...
Hey, if that rag hits Sylvanas and then you steal the rag back, suddenly the switch is looking pretty okay for Dodgy.
The swings are going to be real when that happens.
I think Thijs is still feeling very confident though, because Twisting Nether is just a straight up done. Like, let's just reset the board. He's just gonna drop his hand here. Why not?
Yeah, you have nothing to lose now.
The rag. Ooh, okay.
Not.
I think that's fine because it means it's very difficult for Sylvanas to kill itself, and if it runs into the rag, there's obviously so a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, if he gets an 8/3 Ragnaros, it's a lot easier to handle. Like, you can just run your 3/3 into it. That's not a big deal.
Yep, looks like he is going to clear up the 3/3 and then put Sylvanas onto the 4/4.
Yeah, Dodgy's hand's not great. He's got an Innervate and a Nourish. Like, the Nourish is... like we said, you don't really want to draw 3 cards at this point, and the Innervate is just basically a blank.
Yeah, this is a really strange situation, to be honest. And we can see there, Thijs is just trying to... Whenever this happens and like fatigue comes into play, you have to start thinking how many turns, you know, like 5, 6 turns ahead and work out how it's actually going to play out. Because you can work it out a lot of the time. He does have Draxus, and he is going to go face. His opponent is only on 11, so if Draxus goes face, it potentially sets up lethal. It isn't, though, and it is going to steal.
Oh, that's a little scary.
Yeah, what's one of the last cards here? I can't see because he's hovering over it. Whoa! Oh, okay. Starfire face. And he's going to draw into his cairn as well. He's one off.
Is that game?
Because
he's gonna lose to fatigue.
Yeah, of course. Fatigue will happen.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
That game was so
I thought Thijs had that game from like turns ago.
Yeah, that game was so strange. I mean,